I say that every vlog. 2020, we kicking off the year right.
Anything else that you want to say?
All right, Black Girl White Coat. Black Girl White Coat is a social platform, a social initiative aimed at providing motivation, mentorship, and inspiration and representation for people of color who are looking to pursue careers in healthcare. Whether you want to be a doctor, whether you want to be a nurse, whether you want to be a PA, OT, whatever it is, we need representation and we need to see more of ourselves in those positions that we want to be in. Simple as that. I'm just here to fill in the gap. I'm here to be what I needed when I was younger so that the next generation has somebody to look up to, somebody to offer them advice, guidance, and mentorship. If I can do that, if I can reach one person, then I've succeeded. All right, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Black Girl White Coat. Y'all, it's 2020. We kicking off the year right. New year, new me. Not really, it's the same old me, same old Sandra. And we are kicking off this year with a new series, #FirstGen. We're talking to first generation healthcare aspiring professional students. So as y'all know, I'm in medical school, about to finish up in May.
Hey, yeah.
Hallelujah.
Whoa. Dance break, hold on.
So First Gen is just a tale about a couple students that I know who are on this path for, or as the first person in their families to ever even embark on anything like this. I have with me Mauricio. How you doing today?
I'm blessed. That's
Blessed.
the best thing I can say. I'm blessed. Ooh, I'm blessed. Thank you, God. God is good all the time.
Praise
all the time,
break.
God is good.
Praise break at the beginning of the episode, y'all. God is good. How do we meet?
Man, to tell you the truth, we met at a social gathering
A social gathering.
Which led to go to a different type of environment where there consisted of dancing and consuming liquids.
All right, Mauricio. So tell my viewers, the Black Girl White Coat family, a little bit about
The fam. Well, my name is Mauricio de Leon. I go by Mauricio.
Wow. Say that again, please.
Stop, man.
Say that again, please.
Mauricio de Leon. I go by Mauricio.
Wow.
Take it back now. I'm originally from Brownsville, Texas. And after I graduated from Brownsville, I went to Hannah High School. Graduated top of my class. I went to UT Austin. Shout out to the Longhorns. Not to, these Baylors.
Baylor Bears over here.
Anyways, I went to UT Austin where I graduated with a bachelor's in science in human development and family science and a bachelor's in Spanish. So I double majored while I was there.
Oh.
So I'm blessed.
Wow. So you said you graduated from high school, top of your class in Brownsville, Texas. Brownsville, Texas. What is that place like? What is Brownsville like?
The tip of Texas, it's a border town, so it's the southern tip of Texas. Literally, it really is.
Population, mostly ethnicity.
Oh, Latino, pretty much.
Okay.
97, if anything, to be more specific, Mexican. But, I just keep Latino so I don't have to discriminate or assume any other ethnicity or race.
Okay. So you come from a Latino-dominant city down in Texas, in the south of Texas. Top of your class, you graduate. Then you go to UT in Austin. You graduate with 2 degrees. Yeah. Not 1, but 2 degrees.
2.
And then where does that take you afterwards?
And then I got accepted into Teach for America, so I moved to Houston, Texas, and I taught 4th grade math and science bilingual at Hollybrook Elementary at Spring Branch ISD.
And then you do that for how long?
2 years.
2 years.
2-year requirement.
2-year requirement. When was the point where you knew you wanted to be a doctor, or how did you formulate your plan at that point?
So I got interested in medicine when I was 13 years old. My grandfather passed away for pancreatic cancer. So I had a very close relationship with my grandfather.
Oh,
it's good. And, God makes no mistakes. I'm going to say that. So when I was 13, he got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And not being there to help him in any way, because he was just going through it, I wasn't really aware of what was going on.
Yeah.
So, seeing him go to being in the hospital, in and out of the hospital, and just seeing him just little by little get weaker and weaker, it was like I couldn't help him. And even being at the hospital, my parents, as I am a native Spanish speaker, I had to translate for them when I was at the hospital at times as well. So it's like, that's the only way I was able to help sometimes. I mean, they were familiar with some words, but then just I was learning English in school. So that was one thing, is like I couldn't do anything. So 13 years old, I was in middle school. So I applied to the magnet program at my high school, which was in the medical field. So they were dedicated to medicine, and I got into that. So I pretty much did a mirrored program of medical school, 2 years in the classroom. Then my third year was a year of rotations, and then my fourth year was choose a specialty of my choice, and I did pediatrics. It was pretty cool. I was like, I mean, that sparked my interest. I went to UT, started off bio pre-med, and my first semester I took bio, chemistry, calculus, and I had some other class.
That's a lot.
Which was a lot.
That's a lot.
And I mean, it didn't go so hot. It really didn't. So after my first year at UT, I had like, my GPA was only a 2.0. So it was like, I was down, spoke to my advisor about things, and I mean, she wasn't the best, honestly.
So
right?
questionable advisors, we've had tales of questionable advisors for the longest. We already know that there are some advisors out here that don't get our struggle, that don't even understand the process of applying to medical school or being a pre-med student. So sounds like you had a run-in with an advisor that didn't give you the most solid advice.
She did, and then she actually discouraged me. She's like, well, you're never gonna get into medical school. She definitely told me after having, I mean, just because my GPA was low, so it's just like, that was nonsense to me.
Yeah.
So it's like, after getting a mentor at school, you know, kind of speaking up as in like I needed help. So I was like, I actually needed help. Like, one of my biggest weaknesses, I would say, is asking for help.
Same.
I was like, because I'm that person, it's like a puzzle. I got to be able to figure it out one way or another. But then, yet again, that's very time consuming when I already know that someone else can give me the answer. So I got a mentor. He helped me out, kind of put me on the path. And then from there, my GPA kept increasing. But I was like, starting off that low, it was tough.
So when you were completing your time at University of Texas, before doing Teach for America, did you take the MCAT? Did you prepare for the MCAT?
So I'm first generation. I'm very unaware of everything that you had to do to go into medical school.
Got it.
I just thought it was just like, you know, you just apply and that's it. But I never knew that you had to take, you know, certain courses. I never knew you had to take an exam. Yeah. So it's like, I've been very, I guess, uninformed about that.
And you would think that your advisor would keep you up to date on that kind of information.
Man, you would think a lot of things, but man, this thinking doesn't always work.
Yeah. So as a first generation student, you mentioned that there was just a lot of things that you just didn't know. A lot of things about the process you didn't know. And that's something that with Black Girl White Coat I'm trying to get out there. How to apply, what you need to do in undergrad to get to medical school. The fact that there are required prerequisite courses that you have to do to even apply to any medical school. And you have to take the MCAT and get a competitive score, right? Yeah. So that's a lot of things that some students even today still don't know. Yeah. And it's because of the fact that we have advisors at schools who don't really know anything about the process, who may be more familiar with like literature majors and like sociology majors and not really pre-med majors, right? How did those challenges you faced in undergrad, how did that like shape and mold your drive to still pursue that medical degree? Did it discourage you? Like, how do you combat that? Like, how do you come back from that?
So, I mean, I kind of went through UT. I mean, I was going through UT, trying to graduate on time within my 4 years. I think the biggest thing is I was able to find my identity, find myself while I was at UT. Okay. So, going from my junior to my senior year was probably my biggest transition, just mentally, physically, overall. I graduated and it's just like I still had an interest for medicine. Like that never went away. So health, medicine, fitness, they all stayed with me. Yeah. And it's like that, it's like I'll identify with that. Yeah. So it's like I still had it, and biggest thing is I'm the only person that's gonna stop myself. Yeah. And that's true. Like, they're the only person that's gonna stop yourself. All those times that you should be studying, but you're like, you know, I'm gonna go to this party instead. At the end of the day, you're
the only person getting in your way.
That's your biggest enemy. That's true. That is your biggest enemy.
True. That is true. That's a fact. I've definitely stood in my own way a couple times. More than a couple times.
Yeah, you hit that, I'm gonna take this nap real quick.
You know, just take this nap.
And then it's like, oh, procrastination is real.
It sounds like you're really disciplined. The whole lifestyle change that you were able to make in undergrad also helped you find your identity, helped you keep moving, helped motivate you. And then at the same time, you always had medicine on your mind. Like you knew that was what you were gonna get to eventually.
So yeah, I did. When I was doing Teach for America, I was like, well, I learned that I was like, I have to take these prereqs. Yeah. So I stopped doing Teach for America, and I had like a family situation where things didn't really work out. It was just the conditions weren't there, and I ended up, I guess, quote unquote, homeless in a way. So I did sleep in my car, couched around, and then I had to speak up. I had to bring up my weakness, and I called my boy, Emmanuel Achaliga, man, that boy. I'm gonna say his last name because he's gonna get recognized. He is. So I called him, and he's like, man, just come over to my place. We'll figure something out. So he's like, he took me in, and I slept in his living room.
Wow.
Living room floor because the couch was too small.
Wow. So from UT to Teach for America.
UT to Teach for America.
To homeless.
To being homeless. Just temporary. Don't make it seem... I know it seems horrible.
Temporarily homeless.
I know. It makes it seem horrible, but yeah.
But to see that and to see where you are today, that's a testimony right there. But I want to go back to something that you said before. You mentioned how your family situation got a little bit rocky there in the middle, and that complicated things as well. So as a first generation aspiring medical student, how has family played a part in this whole thing?
Yeah, they've been supportive. Okay. I mean, I'm the only one that's gone to college for my family, so they definitely are very supportive of everything I've done. They know what I want to do, and they know that usually I'm going to get it one way or another.
That's good. Do you have any advice for the first gen student whose family isn't like our families that are super supportive? Possibly like their family just doesn't understand the path that they're choosing to go down.
I mean, every situation is different, but at the end of the day, it's like, this is your life, not your family's life.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're the one at the end of the day that's gonna have to stand on your own 2 feet. So it's like, you got to be able to make the decision. If you're trying to put all these excuses or limitations on you, then you're not gonna get anywhere.
So what about the first gen student who's like you, like how you were in University of Texas, where you didn't know the requisites you have to take, you didn't know you had to take the MCAT, you didn't know what it was actually going to take to get into medical school until you met these people that were able to pour into you. What about these first gen students who are looking for mentors and advisors? How do you suggest they go about finding these people?
I mean, you know how the saying goes, closed mouths don't get fed. So if you really want something, you better speak up. Even though it's hard, people are shy, but honestly, shoot your shot. That's pretty much the saying nowadays. You shoot your shot. You're either going to get a yes or a no from somebody. You get a no, you better try to look for the yes. So, I mean, you really have to speak up.
Yeah.
Like, even you have to put your pride aside and definitely speak up.
And just ask for help. Like he was saying earlier, something that I definitely struggle with is asking for help. And I know I've talked about this in a previous vlog, but that's really what it takes sometimes. It's just sending out those emails. So all you have to do is reach out. The worst thing you're going to hear is no, or I'm too busy, or maybe no response. But what does that mean? Just keep going to the next person. I mean, because there's a lot of us out here who are willing to help students link up with the right people, just get to know the right resources, and just get in the door. And that's what we're here for. And that's what Black Girl White Co is all about. So Mauricio, now that we've talked about how your journey has been, it's been kind of up and down. Where are you today? What's the progress like right now?
So I am currently teaching physical education at Raul Seguida. It's a charter school. I teach middle school and high school PE. And I'm currently doing that, and I am also re-studying for this wonderful MCAT.
Yay! MCAT!
Standardized testing, y'all.
I hate standardized testing, so we're going to talk about that later. But, so you're currently studying for the MCAT. Again. Time number.
And this is the 5th time I studied for this exam. 5th time.
There are people watching that that are like let down after the first bad score, and they're scared to try again. You have tried again multiple times, and you're still determined.
I am.
What makes you so determined? Like, what gives you this drive?
I know this is my calling. That's the biggest thing. I'm confident with who I am, all the skills that I have, the characteristic, the personality, just me as a person. I'm confident that this is my calling.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing else I see myself doing. And I know God chose this for a reason. I just have to I had to go through some trials and errors.
Yeah.
And like, regardless of what I've gone through in the past, I've stayed positive throughout my whole journey.
Yeah.
I've stayed
You are positive. That's one thing I can definitely say about Mauricio. Whenever I link up with him, whenever I see him, you're always smiling, you're always telling a joke, you're always high energy.
Hey.
Okay, all of that, that's every day. That's
so,
all.
This is the 5th time I'm taking the MCAT.
And it's the last time.
I mean, it better be the last time. And I paid for this course. I'm taking the Altius Prep course. I dropped these $3,000 for this course.
You know,
I better get it.
You better. You will.
I self-prep for all the other ones. I self-prep using Princeton Review, and I self-prep using Kaplan. And I guess self-prepping was not my best strategy for the exam. So, I mean, I'm trying to go through a course. I have a tutor, so it's actually helping me because then it's kind of like guiding me as in like how to take the exam versus like just knowing the knowledge.
The knowledge,
for the exam.
there are definitely like tips and tricks how to navigate standardized tests. There are a lot of those.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm doing that now. The MCAT hasn't been my best friend. So that's my biggest thing that I need to overcome. I've never applied. I've taken it. I've never applied.
Okay, so you're hoping to apply this next cycle.
I'm hoping to apply this next cycle.
Listen, medical school, that spot, wherever it is waiting for you. You will get in. I know. I see your determination. I see what you've been through. Yeah. I can already hear your personal statement in my mind. Like, I can already read your application, and I know that it's well-rounded. I know once you get in, you're going to excel with flying colors, so I'm not even worried about that. You're gonna get there, and we're gonna be celebrating. We're going to be turning up at your graduation, okay?
Turn up.
All right.
I'm gonna go all out. Definitely, it's been a journey. I mean, I still look back at everything I've gone through. I'm just blessed for everything.
What does it mean to you to be first generation? What does that mean for you? What weight does that carry as you go through this process?
I mean, I never really thought about it. I kind of always thought about it as like, I'm trying to do better for myself and my family. But my biggest thing is don't get discouraged. Like, these are just labels society puts on you. Society tries to set all these norms and standards that might just not correlate with you at the end. So it's like, you got to be able to make your own path in a way. Be authentic, be original.
That's true. That's true. Nobody can duplicate what's authentic.
Exactly.
Nobody can duplicate that. Listen, you have something special. I'm excited to see where this journey takes you. Before we wrap up, last question. Any tips, advice, tricks, anything you want to say, your final words to our BGWC viewers out there? I know you want to shout out your Instagram.
Man, no,
Go ahead and shout out your Instagram.
Stop, man.
I already know that's one of them.
Man, look, she wants me to get caught up over here or something. But, I mean, advice is keep on going. Don't get discouraged. I mean, my Instagram is @Senor_Mauricio. Shh, they can't hear me.
It's okay.
@Senor_Mauricio. So y'all can follow me there. You can ask questions. I've been through a lot, so I'm blessed overall. UT, Teach for America, homeless, going back to school, MCAT. Really dislike you, but it's not gonna stop me from reaching my goal.
Not at all.
It's just a test. This test does not identify you at all.
At all.
This test does not identify you at all. Understand this. This is just another test that you just have to overcome society norms and standards.
Yes. Y'all follow him on Instagram. His Instagram will be down in the description box below.
Oh, God.
Are you open to questions, receiving emails, DMs? How would you like people to reach out to you? Emails or DMs?
Just contact me. Don't think about it too much. You think about it too much, that's what's going to limit you. You're making excuses for yourself. So if you have a question, just reach out.
Look at him. He's open. He said, y'all just ask questions if y'all have it.
I'm telling you, closed mouths don't get fed.
Closed mouths do not get fed. On that note, look, we ending it right there. Okay, this is episode 1 of #FirstGen. And Black or White Coat family, thank y'all for tuning in once more. It's me and Mauricio, and we signing out.